Astro Tarot Forecast. I am using the Aquarian Tarot by David Palladini. Thank you for choosing me for your private readings and for subscribing to this channel. I appreciate your support. I'm also on Instagram at Audrey Alison _ astrology tarot. I appreciate your following me there. Pisces, we have a major transit this month, and I'm sure you already know. It is the Jupiter transit. He changes signs once a year, and on the 2nd of December, he exits the sign of Sagittarius, where he's been for a year, and enters Capricorn, the earth energy, in the 11th sector for you. So please watch your ascendant sign, because those are extremely powerful for your astrology. And watch your moon sign as well, and of course your sun sign for a full dose of the cosmos for the month. Jupiter, the planet of abundance and expansion and elevation and luck and happiness, enters the 11th sector. Very social year. Jupiter remains here through the 18th of December of 2020. So almost a full year for you. 2 weeks shy of a full year. And this is expanding your connections, your presence online, your friendships, your clubs, how social you are. Your invitations are off the chain. And there is a connectedness and a happiness and willingness to connect. So if you felt like the hermit and disconnected at times, there is a replenished energy here, and you might feel more content surrounding yourself only with the groups of people that you love. There is a luck to the internet, or a wealth or a prosperity to discover on the internet. And for those of you who are considering businesses online or even partnerships, I know this isn't the 7th house, but the internet is the 11th house. And I feel like there's something to that. Higher devices and technologies and connecting with people. And since Jupiter is the prosperity planet, somehow that can be arranged to filter in some extra reserves for you. So write down your ideas about that online shop, or the Etsy, or the Amazon, or whatever you're considering, or even more than just those corporate names or whatever. Whatever you're working on putting out into the world to be received by others has luck around it and an expansion around it. It could draw the attention of a broad base of people, is another way to put that. Jupiter in the 11th house in Capricorn for you Pisces. So on the 9th, Mercury then exits Scorpio and enters Sagittarius through the 28th of December. This is in your career sector. And I am feeling a combination in this broadening your prospects for work and doing something online, and then also pitching yourself in career. When Mercury's in the 10th house from the 9th through the 28th, that's excellent for interviewing and for communicating, selling yourself to higher authorities or bosses, and handling all of the details in your career. Mercury is task-oriented and loves analysis and the details of life and the minutia of regimen. So he works well in this career sector, and you could have a checklist that you've been delaying and putting off, and delaying and putting off. I feel like this sense of procrastination. But with Mercury here, you could pretty much say, hey, I'll handle every one of these tasks in that 21-day period of time effortlessly, because the wind is in your sails at that time. On 12/12, at 12/12, I'm shocked that no one's really talking about this yet, but there is a full moon at 19 degrees of Gemini, the duality sign of the zodiac, and 12/12. At 12/12, I love that for Gemmy. We need that balance and duality. The full moon shines in your 4th house, Pisces. There is either a closure in the sale of a home or the putting to rest old wounds with the maternal energy in your life. An exposure to your property and something that's seen, an awareness here regarding your environmental security, your environment's security. It's important that you're comfortable in your house, but it's also important that you are protected and secure. So gates or boundaries, camera systems, a border like a hedge, so maybe some privacy, not just protection, but this is about not being too exposed in your neighborhood. To be open in your heart, but not necessarily keep your front door wide open. It's 2020, everybody. I mean, I know we don't want to ignore everybody and all become hermits, but you do have to protect what is yours and your property, is what the full moon of the 4th is relaying to me. There's a reveal about the home life, and you might notice, oh wait, that battery isn't working or that gate won't lock. Fix those things. Tend to the things that you see regarding the home around the time of the full moon, 2.5 days before and 2.5 days after. Circle the 15th as a big, powerful day of surprise in relation to the 11th house of friendships and or that internet placement and your goals, and the 3rd house of writing, expression, and communication. On the 15th, Jupiter, in a fresh new Jupiter in Capricorn, will trine at an exact 2 degrees each. They're both at 2 degrees, Uranus in Taurus. So trines are harmonious aspects filtering in positive energy. And to have Jupiter at 2 degrees and Uranus at 2 degrees, there is a sudden, powerful, lucky, prosperous energy. If you've submitted a script, if you've written something or presented something or pitched something or tried to sell something, this is the day where either you hear about it or it comes through. It's a day of happiness and a surprise or two. Unexpected revelation between the 11th house and the 3rd house. It could even be if one of your goals is a new car, that's the day, because the 3rd house is the transportation sector. Mercury's direct. It could apply in so many different ways. It's like, I can't say all of them, but that is the day where something will be uplifted. And that's for all of us on a whole, at a global level, but this will apply in different houses for different signs. So 3rd house and 11th house could be sibling invitation, unexpected news on the internet from a sibling. 3rd house, sibling relationships. On the 20th, Venus enters Aquarius, and this is something I never mind when the 12th house is activated, because it's a restful placement and quiet sector. Venus is attraction and harmony in the sector of rest. You can't really beat that over the holiday season. The winter solstice, the sun enters Capricorn on the 21st, conjunct Jupiter's energy in the 11th house. Pisces is hosting this year, and I feel like you have people drawn to you and your home environment. And it's a very social time for you to connect deeply with people that you might not have in a long time. We have our Christmas eclipse on the 25th and or 26th, very early in the morning on the 26th, depending on where you're located. This is a new moon solar eclipse at 4 degrees of Capricorn, where the Sun and Jupiter are entering and stationed this 11th house. New tribe is available for you, Pisces. Let's see what's here in the tarot. I love these cards and the color palette. David Palladini is such a vintage artist. You'll notice immediately his work. If you're familiar with the 70s, maybe you're not. Maybe I'm showing my age too much. Okay, let's see what's here for you, Pisces. And I would like to let you know quickly about my special. If you've never had a reading with me, now's the time to consider it. I am offering, for the price of a 45-minute tarot reading, a full 60-minute Astro Tarot reading. So that would be a $35 discount. My 45-minute tarot readings are $130. So for that price, you'll get a full hour, and I will include your astrological chart as well in the reading. So Pisces, here are your cards for December. I mentioned this, the Hermit. Wow, that's interesting. Protect your space. Yeah, this has to do with boundary and privacy. And it's okay, you can be social, but just in the confines of your home. I think that Hermit really isn't a bad thing. The Hermit is available. He keeps the light on for the phone call, but he just doesn't have to be the center of everyone's day and center of attention. The Hermit keeps private, keeps to themselves, and is surrounded by what comforts them. King of Swords, air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Could be an attorney figure. I don't feel an attorney right now, but we'll see what comes up. Some of you are not communicating something right now, and you're waiting on that eclipse to let it all out. Let's see what else. 3 of Rods, which is wands or fire. Replenishment, travel, a new wave of reinforcements. Aim, direction. You could be taking a quiet step back to assess your future. And the first thing to be done is to write out your plan and envision it. So if you're retreating and getting your 2020 goals aligned, as you should be, you don't have to put them on a blimp. You can, you can write them privately in your journal. And I find that the less you broadcast verbally, the more things manifest, because the energy is sacred and cannot be manipulated. Let's see what else is here. 9 of Fire. You're handling some tasks. You've got a lot of them. You've got 9 irons in the fire. And there is a need for protection in this reading. Protection of your creative works, your copyrights, your... I'm sorry, I was distracted. I saw a message come through and it distracted me. Your copyrights, your trademarks. Protect what you've worked for. So there's some competition when I see the higher, from the 5 to the 9 of the fire cards. I feel like there could be a reason to, an attorney, make something legal, official, and trademark or copyright or patent. Secure your inventions, your creations, and also the property. So I'm not getting anything horrible here, but I feel like you've worked so hard at something. Why not just tie all the loose strings here? And don't just, don't tell everybody about what you've just come up with, this great idea, because I feel like, there's not everyone can keep their mouth shut. So you might have people taking your idea and blabbing about it, and before you realize it, it's not your idea anymore because someone else has gone ahead and made it their idea. So just protect what is rightfully yours, and if you need to get a form online to do so, do it. Go down to City Hall and ask them questions about what you need to do to have an official license of something. Ask questions and be prepared. And this is also very good for travel. If you are not hosting, I feel like you should, because you have great placements for being the hostess or the host with the mostess or the host with the most. I hope this was helpful. I am wishing you a happy holiday, and I'll see you in 2020, Pisces. Remember, the sky is limitless, so reach for the stars.